Hello there, this is your weekly activity demo. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Tracy Scapestra, and I am the CEO and the co-founder of Embodied Learnings. Now this week, it's not so much a demo as it is a talk about an activity that you can do with your students. I want to talk about creating classroom guidelines. Now this is not a new concept. This is something that teachers often do at the beginning of the school year, but I want to offer you a new way of doing it, a way in which students have a more embodied experience. Now, classroom guidelines are really about creating a sense of belonging in the classroom. They're about building community, where students feel that they are a part of their classroom experience, where they're welcome, they're included. And you want to do this by creating guidelines where students feel that they can be heard, they can be seen, and that they matter. And so it's really about what does our classroom look like in terms of our relationships, the way that we communicate. So what are the rules? Though I don't like using rules because I find rules are really about yes and no, and guidelines are more about offering students an idea and then they get to really think about their own behavior. So what I like to do is start by saying to students, what does it look like, sound like, and feel like to be in a classroom that's positive and inclusive and welcoming, where people feel that they belong, where they're seen and they're heard and they matter. So you can start by asking your students to spend a day or two on the playground, in the classroom, and to look and see what ways do you see that people engage positively. So what does it look like? Do they stop, look each other in the eye? Are they standing close together? Are they far apart? Are they using touch when they connect, respecting each other's personal space? So all the things that it looks like. And you can have them come in and say, what kind of observations did you make? So let's talk about what it looks like, what these positive relationships, positive ways to being together look like. So really what it is that they saw. Then you can say to them, now I want you to go and I want you to start to listen. What does it sound like? What kind of positive words or ways in which people are engaging? What does that sound like? And again, have them just be an observer for a day or two and then bring them back together and do the same exercise. So what did you hear? Did you hear words that sounded respectful? Did you hear people listening and then responding in a way where it seemed like, there was open communication? What kind of language in particular was used between friends or even between people who didn't know each other? Did they have a calm voice? Were they shouting? Things like that. And then the last one is you can have them look and see if they can get a sense of what it feels like. So when they see something that's positive, it might make them feel warm and fuzzy inside. It might make them feel that there's a sense of love and caring and compassion. Whereas when we see something that looks negative, where there are harsh words being sent or people are not respecting each other's personal space, we have a feeling about that may not be as positive. So once you have students do these observations where they can really watch each other, and again, it's not to be judging because we're all learning. All of these ways are things that take time for us to learn how to communicate, how to listen, how to speak, how to be really in a community with one another. But once they start to identify what it is that they see and they hear and how they feel, then together you can say, now how can we put this into our guidelines? What are the best of all of the things that we were able to observe in our environment? And then once you write your guidelines down, then all of the students can sign the guidelines. And I think it's great to put them on a poster. So you might only have, say, 5 guidelines. We speak with respect. We use words that are positive, or we respect each other's personal space. Things like that. And when the class agrees that they're really happy with the guidelines, then everyone signs it and there's a sense of ownership. So that's a more embodied way that you can do it with your students. It's not just speaking, but it's actually going out in the world and seeing how people interact and what feels best for each individual in the class and pulling that together and saying, that's what we want. We want the best of the way in which We see these interactions, and that's the kind of class that we're looking to have. And then after that, you start to practice. And you can always come back to those guidelines and say, let's look at them again. Do you feel that this is what we're doing in our class? Is there something that we can change, a way we can improve it? And again, you can always take guidelines and you can rewrite them throughout the year. They're kind of organic. They don't always have to stay the same. And you can go through the process again with the students when they need a little sort of reminder. Anyway, so that is your activity demo, or not so much demo, but talk for the day. And we will be back again with you in weeks to come. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to know more about Embodied Learnings, you of course can see everything that we have on Instagram under Embodied Learnings, or go to our website, www.embodiedlearnings.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.